we are going to discuss GFP to the power n field. So yesterday in the last video we have discussed about GFP field. In this we are going to discuss GFP to the power n field, which will be used in cryptography. So the definition of GFP to the power n field is in addition to GFP, GFP to the power n is also used in cryptography, and that is why it is necessary to study this also. We already know that we have a set Z, Zn, Zn star, and Zp, which are used. These sets are being used with the operations such as plus means addition or the multiplication. But these sets along with these two operators are not going to satisfy all the properties of the field. So we have to find out some new sets with some new operations which will be applicable for the cryptography. But before we move ahead, we want to give you some sketch of the summary of algebraic structure. Algebraic structure, supported operation, supported operator, and supported set of integers. If we talk about group, it is supported by the operator addition or the multiplication or addition or subtraction or multiplication and division. And the set of integer which supports it are Zn and Zn star. Second one is ring. Ring is plus and operator. Why it is or? Because only only one operator is being used in group, but we have two operators, so either plus, minus, and multiplication, and the supported set is Z, and the field plus, minus. It is also supporting two operators. So that is why AND has been written, and it is supported by ZP. Meaning thereby we have different algebraic structure. We have group, rings, and fields. Group supports these operators, and integer supporting are Zn and Zn star. Ring is supported by operators are supporting is addition, subtraction, and the multiplication, and the supported set of integer is set of integers, that is Z. And as far as field is concerned, it is supported by the operators either plus or minus and either multiplication or the division, and it is supported by the integer Zp. Zp is a modulus where the modulus value is a prime number. So we will go into the detail of Galois field, that is 2 to the power n, p to the power n. So we will start with p is equal to 2. So GF 2 to the power n fields. So I have considered g of p to the power n when p value of p is 2. So in cryptography, what happens? We often need to use 4 operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, as well as the division. So, but since we have to use field also, so however this works with the computers, but as we know that whatever is the positive integer, whatever the value of the positive integer, it is stored in the computer in the n bit form. It is stored in n bit form, where the value of n may be 8 bit, 8, it may be 16, it may be 32, it may be 64. So what does it mean? It means that the range of integer is from 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. So if the range of integer is from 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1 with, and modulus is 2 to the power n, since we are discussing g of 2 to the power n. So modulus is 2 to the power n. So we have a choice, we have 2 choices now for using a field. We have 2 choices. The first choice is we can use GFP with the set ZP, where P is large prime number less than 2 to the power n, because it ranges from 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. So it is where p is a large number less than 2 to the power n. This scheme works, but it is inefficient. Why it is inefficient? Because we cannot use the integers from p to 2 to the power n minus 1. So what we have considered? We have considered that considering p is a large prime number, and so if it is large prime number, so the value will be less than 2 to the power n. So there will be certain values which will be left, because the range is from 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. So whatever value we will be considering as p, which is the largest prime number in that particular set, still we will be leaving some of the integers from p to the 2 to the power n minus 1. If I take an example, suppose n is equal to 4. If we take n is equal to 4, so 2 to the power 4, so range will be 0 to 2 to the power 4 minus 1, that is 0, 1 up to 2 to the power 4 is 16, 16 minus 1, 15. And the largest prime number in this particular set is 13. Largest prime number is 13. So it means we are still left, we cannot use 14 and 15. This remains unused. This is not being used. So, it means this scheme does not work. So what we will do? We will go for another scheme in which we will work with g of 2 to the power n. We will work with g of 2 to the power n, and we use the set of 2 to the power n elements. We will use the set of 2 to the power n elements, and elements in this set are n bit words. These are represented in the form of a n bit words. For example, if n is equal to 3, then set is 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. So this set will be used. However, we cannot interpret each element as an integer between, we cannot interpret each element in between 0 to 7 because of the regular 4 operations which is being applied. And so see, 2 to the power n is not a prime number. Then, so what we need, we are in need of defining a different set with the different operators. So new set with the new operations with the property which is going to satisfy the field. So, so different set means the new set and the new field, how it will be defined and what will be the operation. Let us go with an example. Let us define GF2 to the power 2 field first. Let us define this field in which the set has 4 2-bit word such that 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. It will have 4 elements. The set will have 4, and then we can redefine the addition and multiplication for this field in such a way that all the properties of these operations means multiplication and addition, all these operations are satisfied. So let us look that we have considered a new set, and now what will be the property of the operations, how the addition and the multiplication will be performed. So first of all, we are defining a new operator, that is addition, which is analogous to the addition, and for that 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1 will be the element. Here 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. This type of table is called operation table. So whenever we go with 0 0, it will be 0 1 1 0 1 1. It will be 0 1 1 0 1 1, because 0 is being added, so you will be. So whenever you are going to add 0, 1 and 0, 1, what will be the value? It will be 0, 0 because we are defining the XOR operations. If it is 0, 1 and it is 1, 0, so it will be 1, 1. If it is 0, 1 and 1, 1, so it will be equal to 1, 0. If it is 1, 0 and it is applied with 0, 1, so it will be 1, 1. 1, 0, 1, 0, it will be 0, 0. If it is 1, 0 and 1, 1, so it will be 0, 1. If it is 1, 1 and 0, 1, so it will be 1, 0. If it is 1, 1 and 1, 0, it will be 0, 1. If it is 1, 1 and 1, 1, it will be equal to 0. So you will see where 0, 0 is the identity element. So a new set of operation has been defined where 0, 0 is the identity of this operator, as well as every element has the inverse. Every element is having the inverse. The inverse of 0, 0 is 0, 0. The inverse of 0, 1 is 0, 1. The inverse of 1, 0 is 1, 0. The inverse of 1, 1 is 1, 1, because by this you are getting the identity element. So this new operator has been defined on this particular set where 0, 0 is the identity element and every element has its inverse, and the inverse of 0, 1 is 0, 1, the inverse of 1, 0 is 1, 0, the inverse of 1, 1 is 1, 1. Now the second operation, new operation has to be defined. 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. It is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1. So what will be, if you multiply 0, 0, so you will be getting 0, 0. So nothing. If you multiply all these number with 0, 0, so you will be getting 0, 0. If you multiply 0, 1 with 0, 1, you will be getting 0, 1. So because 0, 1 is the identity element. If you multiply 0, 1 with 1, 0, you will be getting 1, 1, 1, 0. And if you multiply 0, 1 with 1, 1, you will be getting 1, 1. Because if you multiply 0, 1 with any number, you will be getting the same number. Because 0, 1 is the identity element. Let us go for the 1, 0. If you multiply 1, 0 with 0, 1, 0, 1 is the identity element. So if you multiply any number with identity, you will get the same number. Similarly, if you multiply 1, 1 with identity, you will get the same number. Now the beauty comes the filling of this particular place. Since we have, what we have to do, we have to define an operator, and we have to also define the operation of that operator in such a manner that every number, there must be an identity element, and we have defined that this is an identity element, first thing. Second thing, every element should be having multiplicative inverse besides the 0, 0 element. So 1, 0 will have multiplicative inverse as 1, 1, and 1, 1 will have multiplicative inverse as 1, 0. So if 1, 0 has multiplicative inverse 1, 1, so if you multiply this number with this number, 1, 0 has the multiplicative inverse as 1, 1. So if 1, 0 has multiplicative inverse 1, 1, so it will be getting 1, 0, 1. So here it will be 1, 1. If 1, 1 has multiplicative inverse as 1, 0, so here it will be 1, 0, 1, and 1, 1 will be 1, 0. So meaning thereby you have defined an operator. In addition case, it is very clear. In multiplication case, we have defined an operator in such a way that 0, 1 will be the identity element, and we are left with two elements, 1, 0 and 1, 1, and for that we have defined that 1, 0 has the inverse as 1, 1, and 1, 1 has the inverse as 1, 0. So whenever 1, 0 is multiplied by 1, 1, it will be getting the identity element, and whenever 1, 1 is multiplied by its inverse, you will be getting an identity element, and the rest of the element will be filled. So in this way, we are able to define a different set, which is 2 to the power 2, that is p to the power n, and we are able to define two different operators, which is similar to the addition and the multiplication, and these operators has been defined in such a manner that it is these operators are going to satisfy all the properties of the field, because we have to use the field in the cryptography. So you can see each word has its additive inverse, that is itself. In case of additive inverse, the element itself is the additive inverse of itself. Each element in this particular case in the multiplication has multiplicative inverse besides the 0 element, and 0 1 is the identity. 1 0 has in multiplicative inverse as 1 1, and 1 1 has multiplicative inverse as 1 0. So we move ahead, and but this field, which is represented in the form of a g of p to the power n, is normally not used in this manner. It is always represented in the form of a polynomials. So we will going to discuss the polynomials. We have already studied polynomials in our basic mathematics in many places, in high school, inter, and whenever you come into the engineering also, you have studied about the polynomials. Now, although the rule of addition as well as the rule of multiplication can be directly applied to the n bit word, n bit word पे directly apply कर सकते हैं by using the last example, and that is going to satisfy the field also, that is g of 2 to the power n. But it will be more easier if you want to work with g of 2 to the power n type of field. It will be more easier if we represent that into the n bit that n bit word in the form of a polynomial. And whenever we are representing the n bit word in the form of polynomial of the degree n minus 1. So let us go and see what is polynomial. So a polynomial of degree n minus 1, it can be represented in this form, that is fx is equal to a n minus 1 x to the power n minus 1 plus a n minus 2 x to the power n minus 2 plus up to a1 x to the power n plus a0 x to the power 0. This is how we represent a polynomial having the degree n minus 1. So, for using this polynomial and representing that n bit word into the computer, there will be a certain correlation, and what that correlation is, we have to follow certain correlation. So, the first assumption is, now here the power of x defines the position of bit. The position of the bit in n bit word. This means that the leftmost bit is at the position 0 related to x to the power 0, and the rightmost bit is at position n minus 1, that is x to the power n minus 1. Second, the coefficient Now this polynomial has two things. One is exponential value and another is the coefficient. So we have defined the exponential values. Now the coefficient. The coefficient of the term defines the value of the bit. Since bit value will be either 0 or 1. Bit value क्या हो सकती है? या तो 0 हो सकती है या 1 हो सकती है. So polynomial coefficients can be either 0 or it can be 1. So let us go with an example how we will represent an 8-bit word in the form of a polynomial. If there is an 8-bit word is written, how we will represent in the form of a polynomial. Suppose the n-bit word is, suppose n-bit word is 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Suppose this is the n-bit word. How it will be represented in the form of a polynomial? This will be representing 1 into x to the power 7 plus 0 into x to the power 6 plus 0 into x to the power 5 plus 1 into x to the power 4 plus 1 into x to the power 3 plus 0 into x square plus 0 into x plus 1 into x to the power 0. So what will be the value? This value will be x to the power 7 plus this will be 0, this will be 0, x to the power 4 plus x to the power 3, this will be 0, this will be 0 and plus 1. So if this is an n-bit word, the polynomial will be x to the power 7 plus x to the power 4 plus x to the power 3 plus 1. So this way we can represent an n-bit word. If it is 8-bit, it will be represented in the form of a polynomial, because manipulation of polynomial is more easier than the binary digits. So that is why we have converted the n-bit word into a polynomial, where this is representing now x to the power 7, as the definition says that what will be the leftmost value, what will be the rightmost value. Leftmost value will be representing x to the power 0 and the rightmost value will be representing the x to the power n minus 1. So 1 will be representing x to the power 7 and this will be representing x to the power 0, and this is the bit value. If it is 1, it will be 1 into x to the power 0. If it is 0, it is 0 into x. If it is 0, it will be 0 into x square. If it is 1, because this position represents x to the power 0, this is x to the power 1, this is x to the power 2, this is x to the power 3, this is x to the power 4, x to the power 5, this is x to the power 6 and x to the power 7. So from x to the power 0 to x to the power 7, with coefficient value here it is 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. So wherever the coefficient value is 0, 0, that is omitted. So we left with x to the power 7, x to the power 4, x to the power 3 and the 1 itself. So now the different operations which are being performed on the polynomials. The operations. Operations. What are the different operations? Any operation on the polynomial has two aspects. Whenever we apply any operation on the polynomial, it has two aspects. operation on the coefficient and operation on the polynomials. So, it means two fields are required. If we are doing any operation on the polynomial, we have to apply the operation on the polynomial, and polynomial has two content. One is exponential value, another is the coefficient value. So, two fields are required, one field for the coefficient and another field for the exponential. So, the field which will be required for the coefficient, that field will be GF2. Why it is GF2? Because it has only two values, that is 0 or 1. And for the coefficients, for the exponential value, the field will be GF2p to the power n. GF2 to the power. So, this field will be defined for the coefficient and this field will be defined for the variables. So, now let us go for the modulus. The first operation is modulus. Now, as far as the modulus operation is concerned, now whenever we add two polynomials, it is not it never creates a polynomial out of the set. Whenever we do the addition operation on the polynomial, it is not going to give another another polynomial which is not in that set, because whenever we add x plus 4 plus x plus 4, it will give 2x plus 4. It is not going to give x to the power 8. So, we are limited with the operation. Whenever we do addition operation, whenever we add two different operations, it is not going beyond that, because if I say that n bit word is being represented from x to the power 0 to x to the power 7, and if we do any kind of the operation, the result will remain within that boundary. But multiplication agar karenge, x to the power 3 multiplied by x to the power 3, it will be x to the power 6. So, if we are multiplying two polynomials, x to the power 7 and x to the power 6, then it will be x to the power 13. So, we have to take care for the multiplication, but we have not to take care for the addition, because whenever we do addition, we will be restricted within the boundary. So, it means that we need to divide the result by the modulus. Whenever we are doing the multiplication, we need to divide the result by the modulus, because if we have x to the power 13 and the modulus value is 7, so the resultant will be 6, because 13 mod 7 will be giving you the 6. So, it means in case of multiplication, we have to consider only the modulus value. Whenever we are doing multiplication, we have to restrict ourselves with the modulus value, and we are in requirement of the remainder only. So, we are interested in the remainder in case of multiplication. So, whenever we need to divide the result, of a modulus, we need only remainder. This is the general property of the modulus. So, for g of 2 to the power n, a group of polynomial of degree n is defined as the modulus called prime polynomial. Prime polynomial, which means no polynomial in the set can divide this polynomial. It cannot be factored into a polynomial with degree less than n, and such polynomial are referred as irreducible polynomial. Irreducible polynomial. That is all from today.